everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and those who return from week to week, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for coming in today. I won't be before you long. I just wanted to come in with this quick pattern review. If you saw my short on my community tab on my channel, as well as if you follow over on Instagram and whatnot, you already seen the dress, but I am officially giving my review of it today. But let's just go ahead and jump into it. Plus, I wanted to bring to you, I know quite a few of you have liked the Dossier perfumes that I featured before, and I've had a few new ones for a few months now. I just haven't had time to bring them to the channel, but I got two I want to bring to you today. And plus, this is a good time because you're seeing this before Thanksgiving, so they already have their Black Friday sale going on. Usually I give you a special discount code for me, and of course this is in partnership with Dossier, but they don't have a discount code this time because their Black Friday sale is already going on. It's already in the works. I want to say this is coming up on their third week, because Black Friday here in the United States, as you all know, is the day after Thanksgiving. Or actually, to be honest, a lot of companies, at least that I've seen, have already started their Black Friday deals, and so Dossier is one of those companies. And so I thought, okay, let me just share with you real quick Dossier perfumes. And so yeah, because the dress I'm wearing, I purposely made sure that the accessory that I added, you all know I've talked about this before, usually when I make something, I always like to accessorize. You all know I like the costume jewelry. I like doing different things with the garment that I have made. And so this time, you guys, don't talk about me, but my stuff is still packed up, and I thought I knew where all of my jewelry was in a particular box that I had labeled, and it was not there. But it is in another box because I had to fish this past week. I had already worn the dress and everything. I didn't find it back initially when I wore the dress a couple weeks ago now, but yeah, I had to go digging and finally found the box. So since I didn't have my normal accessories, my jewelry and all that different stuff, the thing I decided to make sure that I accessorized with was still a scent, because for me that's still all part of the accessory process. And so real quick, I want to share these with you. Plus there was a couple that I picked up that I was sent for the husband as well. And so let me just give you a quick rundown. The sale for, first of all, the sale, I will leave a link down in the description box, but let me make sure I get this sale right, because they are offering free shipping. If you do 3 perfumes, you get 20% off plus free shipping. And as you all know, the pricing for Dossier perfumes range starting at $29 and up. So you really can live your best luxury fragrance life. And these are some good Black Friday deals, especially for different types of perfumes. Or you get 4 perfumes for 25% off, or 5 perfumes for 30% off, and you know, above that 6, 7, 8, whatever, you get 35% off. But this is a good time if you wanted to get something for yourself or for that special person in your life, and you do appreciate, okay, you're not quite sure you're ready to invest in the high-end fragrances, and you want to try something, a replica of one of the high-end fragrances, definitely this is the time to jump in. Let me share with you real quick the one that I wore with this dress, and then the one that my husband wore, which we've worn these a couple times, but I thought this was a good time to share. Okay, so this one that I want to share that I wore is called Ambery Orange Blossom. And so very nice scent. Now this particular scent is inspired by Estee Lauder's Beautiful. That's a fragrance that's been around for a while, so I already knew how that smelled, and when I sprayed this I was like, yes. And so I wore this particular day, the day that I wore this dress with the scent, I went to a church event, And so yes, it worked beautiful. Plus it was still, at that time, y'all, it's dropped in the 50s, but at that time it was in the 80s, and this just smelled, oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. The next scent was for the husband, and this is called Musky Oak Moss. Musky Oak Moss, and this is how the bottle looks. So yeah, husband is getting spoiled with the scents, but he absolutely loved it. It is it's inspired by Creed, which is the, what is it? I can't see. Aventus, Creed Aventus. The Eau de Parfum. And so he absolutely loves it. The notes, I'll leave a link to the website, and you can go check out all of the notes on both of the fragrances. But when I say these particular notes, I do like to tell you the wear time. I was out at this event at least for 4 or 5 hours. I did not feel a need to refresh or respray for this particular scent. I believe there was a couple scents I've shared with you before. I felt that I need to respray after a couple hours, but for this one, for this event, it was perfect. And then for the oak moss, the musky oak moss for my husband, we were gone for a few hours. We were out and about doing different stuff, and all day. He was good. The men fragrances are really last. That scent lasts a long time. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Take advantage of the Black Friday deal. Leave the link down below. Let's get into this dress. All right, so let's get into the dress pattern. This is the Deer-and-Doe Coquelicot. I did not pronounce that right. I am well aware of that. But I'm gonna put the pattern up on the screen and you see the name. So yeah, not good at pronunciation, but this dress I have wanted to do. I shared that I wanted to do this dress out of this particular fabric back before moving, and so like I said, the weather was still absolutely phenomenal, 80 degrees. So I was like, yes, I am going to go ahead and make this dress. Let me first talk about the fabric. Now I got a 3 for 3 for you: pattern review, fabric review, as well as this is the entry for my So Blue, for the So Blue Sewing Challenge, which is hosted by Martika J Makes here on YouTube. You can follow her over on Instagram. Make sure you tag her. I'll leave a link to her channel talking about the video, and with the video that's talking about the sewing challenges for Diabetes Awareness Month. And so I thought this was a great challenge, sewing challenge, in support of bringing awareness to that. And so for me personally, know people in the family and everything that have been able to get off meds or reduce their meds. For me, I was, when I started my weight loss journey, I was diagnosed as I wasn't diagnosed, but the doctor was saying I was getting into that pre-diabetic stage. And so there were lists of things I need to do. And so my weight loss journey, that's one of the many reasons, that, you know, I am where I am today and continuing to move forward in that. So I wanted to support Martika on her sewing challenge. And as you can tell, let me see, it is a overcast. I turned on the light and it just looked completely washed out. So I'll just have to leave it at that. But if you can tell, the main color in this is blue. And then there's leaves and everything. I will have a blog post. This is a fabric that was sent to me by Minerva. And so as you all know, I am a Minerva brand ambassador. And so I'll leave a link to this is the Viscose Challis, their exclusive collection. And so some of their collection, I know, if this one particular, I believe this is still out there, I will just leave a link to all of their fabrics, and then you can see everything. But I'll have more pictures over on the Minerva site. I'll share my link down below, and more review on the fabric. It is their exclusive line, the Viscose Challis. Like I said, absolutely perfect, very nice and flowy. And yeah, I thought it was perfect for this pattern, as well as perfect for the event I was going to. Like I said, it was a church event and it worked. So let me get into it. Though I was at first hesitant. I remember when I picked up this pattern, I had this pattern since April 2021. You all know I always write on the front of my patterns how long I've had them. And so this was one that initially I thought, okay, my bra strap is going to show, but then I saw the version where you can pull it up. You can either have it down a little bit or up, and so I had where the shoulder piece goes up over my shoulder so my bra strap wouldn't show. And so I decided to do view B, which is the shorter version, but I did lengthen it by 3 inches. And so I think I put a clip in here, the line that I looked at, to go ahead and measure it, and then separated it, and then added 3 inches on and put everything together. So real simple. That was super duper easy to do. I will say this was so easy to make. It took me, I would say, if I was doing it in a day, it will take a day, and I was just working on it off and on, a little bit here, a little bit there. So it took me across of 2 days, because yeah, I was just working on it bit by bit. I wasn't, you know, in any rush or anything. Like I've said, I've already worn it. I'll pop up pictures here and video of me in it, but let me just tell you a few things. That's the only adjustment I made. This particular pattern, I do know Deer and Doe Patterns is going up in size. They're extending their size range. From my last check, this wasn't one that had the size increase, but if I got that wrong, I'll put that on the screen. This one I would not say is a size inclusive pattern at the size that I purchased it at. It only goes up to a bust of 45 and 5/8 inches, which gives you a finished garment measurement of 47 and 5/8. And then the waist finished garment is 39 and 3/8, and the hip is 56 and 3/4. And so I wouldn't term this as size inclusive at all. I believe this is one that definitely could stand to go up in sizing, but I cut out the largest size, which is what they label as size 52, but it's that larger size, the breakdown that I just gave you, and it worked for me. And so it was a little, I'll tell you as I was going through it, I think definitely the bodice, you all know up here where I do my adjustments, narrow shoulder adjustments, and different things like that, I could have gone tweak that, because for me, as I wore it, when I noticed when I wore it, it was fine, but when I sat down, I felt like the shoulders kept sliding off, and so I was like, maybe I could have definitely made an adjustment there, I think, so to prevent that from keep happening. But then I also noticed on the arm side, and I think this is more so, and I'll bring this up for you in a moment, but I think more so because the way I was handling this, but I still think if I make it again, I will take some out of the arm side, because, and hopefully you'll be able to see in the video I pop up, it is droopy a little bit under here. It does call for bias binding, but I think because of the way, because you know Viscose Challis will grow on you if you're not careful, and you manipulating it a lot, you haven't, because you do stabilize the neckline and stuff like that, but it doesn't call you to stabilize the arm side. Usually patterns don't. And so, okay, needed to make sure I was back in focus here. But anyway, so yeah, so that was one thing. The length and everything turned out perfect. Like I said, I'll pop up pictures. The only notes I have, there's only 6 pattern pieces, so it's not a ton of pattern pieces. By no means. I did French seam the bodice. I didn't because I didn't have enough fabric. I only had about 3 meters, I want to say, of the fabric, and so it wasn't enough to fully line the bodice. And so what I did was French seam the bodice, but then I did end up serging the sides and everything, because it called for a side zipper. Wasn't thinking before I cut it out, because I would have eliminated the side zipper and at least put it in the back, because I don't like side zippers at all. Cannot stand a side zipper. But by the time I was sewing it up, I had already been cut out and everything. I was like, oh, this has a side zipper. And so anyway, so because of the side zipper and all of that, and the side zipper extends from the top to the bodice into the skirt. The skirt piece is all serged, but it's only 2 pieces for the skirt. It's front and back. They are cut on the fold. And then let's see here. I am a little rusty, I will say, because I should have caught the whole zipper thing, but I was taking my time on this, and yeah, it didn't catch that. So let me just show you the dress. And so here it is. So this is what I want to share you. So this here, I could have easily come out maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe a 1/4 inch on the front and back arm side. I probably would have took care of that, but again, it could have been 2 because of the way that I was manipulating the fabric as well. That caused that. You do understitch the neckline so your flounce doesn't pop out. The one thing that I did do is I doubled the flounce, and that's another reason I didn't have enough fabric to line the inside of the bodice, because I cut out 2 flounce pieces. The pattern doesn't call for that, but I didn't want the wrong side of the fabric showing on the opposite side of the flounce. So when the flounce is up, you know, if it, you know, breeze blow or something, it's, you know, it's still the right side of the fabric instead of seeing the wrong side of the fabric, which is more of a white finish. But this definitely turned out beautiful. I was so happy. All of my side seams, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. First of all, here's the zipper. It's an invisible zipper. I did well. And again, because I don't like side zippers, I'm so shocked that my invisible zipper really was invisible. And so that looked good. Plus it's blue. It's the same blue. I used a navy blue zipper, and it was the same blue as the color of the fabric, so that worked out. But then all of my side seam, I don't know if you can tell, but they all meet. I was so happy about that. Like I said, I was taking my time, y'all, because this was my first project in the new space. So I was like, take your time, no rush, no rush. And then the bottom, I'll just tell you, I turned under. I just turned it under twice. For a clean finish that way. But like I said, everything else is serged. The skirt part is serged. So yeah, that is it. I do believe this dress is absolutely beautiful, and this is something I can definitely see me making again. So I am going to hold on to this one again. A very nice pattern. As a matter of fact, I don't know if they were one of the companies that was offering a Black Friday sale. I'm not sure. So make sure, if you do like this, check them out. Wait till Black Friday to see if they pop up some sales for the week, and pick this one up, because it is a good pattern to sew up, not hard at all, and depending on the fabric that you use, it definitely gives a nice, this gives almost that fall tropical vibe because of the leaf. If you can tell, the pattern in this fabric is very leafy. There you go. It's very leafy. So yeah, so that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know if you made this dress, what you think of the dress, and if you think you might pick it up. Again, like I said, make sure you're keeping a peek out for, because Black Friday sales are going on now. Some companies like Dossier and other companies have already started, and then, you know, pattern companies, fabric companies, I'll be on the lookout for some different things. Make sure that you are tuning into your mailbox and following companies to see what kind of specials they got going on. So that is it. That's all I have today. Make sure you stay tuned for next Sunday. I believe is going to be online fabric shops. Because I did mention in the previous video, I'll probably do that video again, but we shall see, or I might do something different. We shall see. I will let you know. All right, everybody, for those in the United States, have a blessed Thanksgiving holiday wherever you're traveling. If you're not traveling, staying at home like we are, enjoy, get some relaxation, and have a blessed week. All right, everybody, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.